I mean, how fun, y'all. I'm picking up my first Azure Standard haul and going to show you what I bought and why it's better than what you can get at the grocery store. I seriously wish I had not put this off so long now. Alright, this is all I got from my Azure Standard, the first order I've ever made. I actually really enjoyed that process. The kids loved it. My son wanted to go pick up more, so I think we'll get there early next time so he can enjoy it. Yeah, such a fun process, and you feel a little bit more connected to your food, like getting it out of the truck. But I want to talk to you a little bit about why I did Azure and why each of these products. Most of them I put a lot of thought behind. Kind of when I went into it, because the website can be a little overwhelming, I kind of said, you know, what do I buy at Costco because we go there often and buy in bulk, or what am I not just really happy about? One of the big reasons I wanted to do this is because when I go to the grocery store, like even like a Whole Foods, the whole wheat flour, there's really not that much to choose from and it's pretty expensive. Like I don't even know the berries that go, or the actual wheat berries that go into it. So that's really what brought me here. And the milk, I was very curious to try this Alexandra milk. The vat, it's a vat, what do you call it? Vat pasteurized. So that's really what brought me here. But I found a lot of other good things that I can't wait to explore. I thought I'd just walk you through why I chose to go for this product. Sometimes it's price, sometimes it's quality. But I will say, I don't think it's like significantly cheaper because you do have to pay for shipping. So that comes into it, but I do think you're getting better quality with a lot of products. Okay, first thing I'm excited about is I finally got a Nutri-Mill over here. I'm so excited to start using that, but I didn't know it came back. I didn't buy it before I did this order. So that's one of the downsides is you kind of have to like, there's a drop dead date, and then it was, I think, almost like a week and a half to 2 weeks until I actually went and picked it up today. So you just kind of have to plan ahead, but I'm definitely going to order my whole, wheat from there and grind it myself from now on. I don't really know where else to get it from. So, but now I have some pre-grinded whole wheat flour. I got whole red wheat. I got a 10-pound bag of that. I think this was $14, which is a good deal for whole wheat flour. This is way better. It's probably similar to what I'm getting at Whole Foods, but I think I get a 5-pound bag for like $13. So this is nearly half off buying it here. I got also whole white, actually, whole white wheat might be what I'm more buying at Whole Foods, and this is a similar price, a little bit less, but this, I'll tell you a little bit difference about them if you don't know. Whole white wheat is a little bit softer, lighter, sweeter. It's really good to use in more like pastries, pancakes, cookies. That's what I'm planning to use this in, kind of probably what we're already buying at Whole Foods for a whole wheat flour, but I'm curious to find out the difference. And then whole red wheat is a little bit more robust, nutty flavor. That's more better for breads, bagels, any sort of like, heartier bread. This is what I'm going to use this in. And we do go through a lot of bread, so I go through more bread than I do this stuff. So I think it's actually good. This is cheaper. This was, I think only like $10 or $13 for this large 10-pound bag. So those are my flours I got. I can't wait for these. We love egg noodles, and these look like legitimate, like when you go to a real old school German restaurant, how they look. So I can't wait to do some like chicken and noodles with these. It's gonna be so good. I'm curious to see how that turns out. I got some coffee. This is, I think, pretty much one of their brands. It's supposed to have none of the mold in it, which you can buy a lot of places now, but it seems like most places you have to buy it from like an online shop. So it's nice to buy it from like a central place where I'm already getting other things. I'm curious to see how this impacts us and whether that has a difference on how coffee does, because I am a little bit more sensitive to coffee, even though I really love it. This is not cheap though. I think this was about $20 for this normal bag, but we don't drink that much of it anymore, so hopefully quality is worth it. Another thing that drawn me to this is the chocolate chips. So chocolate chips, you really have to do your research on these. Not every chocolate chip is made the same, and you can tell that usually by price. I feel like there's a very similar one at Whole Foods. This is smaller than I thought it was, I'm not gonna lie. So, but we don't use them that much, and my kids love them, so I think it's worth it. But this is just cocoa mass, cane sugar, cocoa powder, and cocoa butter. So basic ingredients. If you read a lot of the labels, it's not going to have that, and it's going to have a lot higher sugar content. Sometimes it has some filler stuff in there, so just beware. I think they even had like a a coconut sugar version on here if that's something you're interested in. This is the chocolate chips bittersweet. And I got these fruit bites. It comes with mango, coconut. I just thought they'd be, I don't know, I found them like, oh, we love some dried fruit. Looks like good for a snack for me and the kids, so I can't wait to see what these taste like. And I got some oats. Yes, they're great. This is a big bag of oats. I think more than I get at Costco. Let me check the price. Okay, I didn't write down the price, but I wrote down significantly cheaper. So I think this is maybe the thing that surprised me the most when it comes to price. I usually buy these at Costco, I think for like $15, and it's not this bag of a bag, but I think this was below 10 if I'm not mistaken. I got these to go in granola, you know, make oatmeal with, and I also got these rye flakes, which were also really cheap, and they have also their own benefits compared to oats. It's very similar in texture, and also something great to fill like meatloaves with, or anything that needs breadcrumbs. This goes really good in, so, and a little bit more nutrition, and then I don't have to worry about always making my own breadcrumbs. I don't mind doing it, but it takes a lot of effort to make bread, and then it takes a little bit of effort to turn them into breadcrumbs. So I look forward to kind of going to this in the future. All right, the next thing I'm super excited about is this milk, as I said. So I usually go to Walmart. That's the cheapest place I can find the grass-fed milk. I usually get it for about $7. This was a little under $9 for, you know, I don't think 1.5 quarts. I don't think that's quite the same amount. Let me check. Okay, so not the same. This is 48 ounces and this is 59 ounces. So I guess this is definitely more expensive. What really drove me to this is you can get Alexandra Farms and maybe Whole Foods or some others, but it is the ultra processed, not ultra pasteurized kind. This is the VAT pasteurized, which I cannot find anywhere near me. The difference is VAT pasteurized, it heats it to a lower temperature. It takes them about 30 minutes they do this. Over ultra pasteurized, they're going to heat it to a higher temp in like a matter of 2 minutes, and then it goes into these and it's done. So obviously this takes longer, probably also as part of the cost. The difference is this pretty much kills everything in it, so you're not going to get anything bad, but you're also not getting any of the good benefits that come from milk of the cow, right? So you're killing off some of the proteins and enzymes, all of them here. We're here, you're maintaining some of them while killing the pathogens. So it's kind of like in the middle of the raw versus ultra pasteurized debate, which I would love to drink raw milk and bring it into our family now that, you know, I don't have super young kids and try it, but it's not practical because there's not a farm near us. It's like an hour away is the only like sharing farm I can get a part of, unfortunately, but hopefully that'll change one day. I am going to do a taste test between these because I can't wait to see if I can actually tell the difference in how these taste. So I got grass-fed and one they call not grass-fed. From what I read online, both are very much grass-fed. Just during some of the late winter months, some of the cows are taken inside to preserve their pastures while some remain outside. I think that's what I understood it to be. So very much grass-fed, usually a little bit cheaper, but when I went to buy this, they were both the same price, so I went more with this, but I just kind of wanted to compare. The difference you will see between these is they won't put like a number of milk fat. He'll just say 6% milk fat, so you know you're getting a certain amount of fat in the milk. Here, it's just gonna kind of fluctuate because the cows are completely grass-fed. So obviously if it's more winter time, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get a higher milk. Just kind of like eggs producing. They are natural animals, not machines. So that's the only downside of this. You might get a little bit lower fat, but that's not really that big of a deal. You can go online and see what, you know, this batch of fat was. I will say I was a little worried because online they say that it can go bad before it gets to you. This one, I have a solid like 15 days, so I'm not really worried about drinking this. I got the cream, Revy whipped cream. This, you know, I got 2 of these. I almost wish I would have got more, but this is the only one of the very few whipped creams that doesn't contain, what is it? This is what I get at the grocery store usually. And all of these will always contain gelatin gum. They say it's safe for you, but can it be? And you know, like probably okay in small doses and fine, but I'm always like, this is ingredients, 100% organic cream. Like, so that's the big difference you're buying here. And is this fat pasteurized? I'm not even sure how they pasteurize this one. I didn't look into that. You can freeze these. So that's why if it was going to be close to the date, like this one's a little close to the date, I might use these and maybe freeze these. You can freeze them, it's fine, directly in the bottle, put them in the freezer. They do turn a little yellow, and you can read about this on the Azure Standard website under this product, but you know, you take it out, it'll taste just as good. I'm so excited for these. I'm gonna make some ice cream out of this soon. I just made some strawberry jam and it's gonna be delicious in there. I just looked it up. This is vat pasteurized and a higher milk fat too than most grocery stores, usually around 35 to 36. This is 40%. So I also wanted to maybe try this with some sour cream. My homemade sour cream hasn't really turned out that good, and I've read it might be because of the fat content. And this was around $7, where a Whole Foods similar that is still pasteurized, ultra pasteurized, was $10. So I actually think this is a good deal. I'm gonna buy more of it next time, and I've got not that long to use it, so I wanna freeze one of those. I also got some queso from this brand that's really good. Just craving some queso. I love queso. Don't know if it's healthy, but when I'm eating queso, I'm not really expecting it to be healthy either. Got this sour cream. We got two of these sour creams, the Nancy probiotic sour cream. It was a little over $4 because it was on sale, I think 20% off. So a pretty good deal. I think this is more than $5 at Whole Foods when I get it there. And you know, we eat this all the time. Like my kids love sour cream. I love sour cream. I love like a French onion dip with some vegetables, you know, Mexican food. You know, this goes in our ranch that I love to make and go on salads. So could easily have bought more of that, but kind of wanted to keep the price to a certain amount, which I spent a lot on butter. We go through a lot of butter. Family loves butter, baking. You know, I just use butter a lot because I don't use oils. So this actually, butter can be a tricky one. I would recommend you really looking into your butter and what butter you're using. Maybe not the butter you think you're using is actually that good. We usually get the Kerrygold from Costco. I think is like a 3-pack, same size, for $16. This worked out to be about the same price, I remember, but of course in bulk it kind of hurts when you see it together. I'm going to, I think I got plenty of time on this. Yeah, June, I don't even know if I'll freeze it because I think we'll actually go through it all, no problem. But first thing about butter, Kerrygold is actually good because it doesn't contain, there's some sort of acid, I'll look it up, I can't remember off the top of my head, but often brands claiming to be like creamy or good, if they have this acid in them, then they're skipping some of the culture steps to get it, you know, faster, and you should avoid that. This does not use that, and I use Oasis now. I used to use Yucca, but I've actually found Oasis is so much better for going from good to great quality products. Yucca would kind of tell you if it's got any additives, but when you're looking at something like butter, it's like butter, so they're not going to say it's got an additive in it, but they're not all created equal. This is organic, mostly pasture fed, which Kerrygold is not organic, and they're a little questionable on how much their cows are actually grass fed. So this seemed like the best, and it was around the same price. But this is higher in fat than what you'll see in most grocery store, even like Kerrygold. Kerrygold now uses, I think, a skimmed milk powder, which I don't know why. It's not really a bad thing for you, but it's not as good of a product. Like this is pure butter, organic, mostly grass pasture raised. So I think about one of the best I can get, and I'm not paying that much more for it, especially buying it in bulk. And I got some sourdough. I love this pasta. It was a little bit cheaper to buy it in bulk here than I usually get it. My kids love pasta, we love pasta. You know, hopefully one day I can start making it, especially now that I have like whole wheat flour. That would be great, but this is a nice backup. I got some chips. I just love these chips as a nice snack. They were a pretty good deal, and I like that it's like a good deal with a smaller bag because we don't eat them all the time. I got some oranges. I just wanted to try out what their fruit was like. They look pretty good. I'll have to taste them to see what I think, but price difference wasn't really that different than what I normally buy a big bag of oranges for, but just wanted to give it a shot. I do need to look more in the like produce. They didn't have much meat, unfortunately. I was a little disappointed. And the last thing I think here is cheese. They have so many good cheese options, so many raw cheeses that I'm gonna try next time. But this time I just kind of went with, you know, this brand, same as the butter. It was rated really good. Some cheddar cheese, some mozzarella, organic, you know, 100% grass-fed mozzarella to go on our pizzas, and a classic Jack. My oldest son loves this, 100% grass-fed. Hard to find at the grocery store. This is cheaper here, and so many good raw milk options. I mean, raw cheese options that I want to get. And it's just so hard to find grass-fed cheese. And, you know, the only bad thing I think about these is you see it all over now about Pfizer using, you know, how they make cheese is not really the way you should be making cheese. I don't really know the details of it, but I really want to try to start making our own cheese soon. That's something I've got because my youngest son really loves cheese, he eats so much of it, and I'm a little concerned about the things they're using, the enzymes to turn it into cheese. They're not using a natural one. So I don't know, I have to do a little bit more research on that. I don't know a good app for that yet because these just say enzymes, so you have no clue besides going into each individual brand. What I'm most, how could I forget? 2 things I buy at Costco all the time, maple syrup and honey. The reviews on this maple syrup are great. The price was about the same. I don't think it's the same amount of like fluid ounces, but when I did like the average, it worked out to be the same. Organic, you know, grade A, dark, super good. I don't know if it's going to taste that much different, but I'm looking forward to trying that. And honey, this one's I think worked out to be around the same price as what I buy from Costco. It's not local, but it is raw, it is organic, which it's really hard to have certified organic honey in the US apparently because it's hard to find places to culture the bees away from any like vast, you know, agriculture that's going on. So they get this from somewheres in South America, probably somewheres in the forest, right, where it's away from agricultural, you know, use and can certify it organic. So I'm excited about this. Also love that it comes in a jar, can reuse the jar for other things. I'm really excited for that and see how that tastes. We all love honey. I think my first thing I'm gonna make is some sourdough discard chocolate chip cookies. I think I'm pretty much gonna use everything here, the butter, the chocolate chips, the honey. I'm gonna use the whole white wheat. I can't wait. And a little bit of milk too as well. I'm gonna do a little taste test on these too to see if I can taste the difference between this and my normal milk. All right, I'm not hungry at all, but I'm gonna do this anyways. Just a little taste test between the two. Let's see if I can tell. Let's do this one. I mark the bottom of each glass. So you can definitely tell one looks more creamy. I don't know if you can see it, but one's more of a clear white and the Alexandria looks a little bit more like creamy. Interesting, I didn't expect that. So the visual might be a little hard. Let's just close my eyes. Forget which one's which. Oh, that's different. Yeah, this is the Horizon. Yeah. It almost tastes like cream, but not thick. It's exactly what it tastes like. It's just like creamer, but just not as thick, not as sweet. This tastes like normal milk, clearer. Still got a nice sweet flavor, but it doesn't have that creamy taste to it at all. I'm actually kind of shocked. And you know, like the health benefits of these, you wonder what raw would taste like, right? That's delicious. My son's gonna love that for his bottle I'm about to make him, but or his sippy cup. I know, no more bottles, he's too old. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that was something helpful. I'm really excited for this and about buying more from them. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for joining.